Welcome into Game Night. I am Derek Forrest. We are reaching the turning point of the summer in terms of the football season, the NFL season to be exact, because today was the final day of training camp for the Washington Commanders as they get ready for their final preseason game and their final tune-up for the regular season as they are going to take on the Baltimore Ravens Friday night at 6 p.m. up at M&T Bank Stadium. Again, the final game of the preseason. They will have a joint practice tomorrow morning with the Baltimore Ravens, so that should be fairly entertaining. But yeah, for the Washington Commanders, there's a lot of question marks with this team right now. How is the offensive line going to hold up? What's the defense going to look like this season? They've looked good in the preseason, at least the secondary has, but what are they going to look like when we hit the regular season? Will Jaden Daniels stay healthy? Who's going to be the center? A lot of question marks as we enter this final game. But our Jake Rom, he was at practice earlier today and got the vibe of the team heading into that joint practice with the Ravens.
As the final training camp practice in Ashburn this season comes to a close for the Washington Commanders, today's practice was about reflection. Gwen expressing the pace and the speed in which the team practiced during camp, as well as how they responded to the hard days, stood out to them.
To see those guys battle through that was a good sign for me of knowing that they were able to handle the hard moments as I ramped up the training camp. Last week was kind of the peak of that. I wanted to put their feet to the fire and find out where they were, and they passed that.
On top of his reflection of camp, head coach Dan Quinn asked about players that stood out to him during training camp. One of them being 4-year safety Quan Martin. Martin coming into a pivotal year with the Commanders, looking to continue to be a starter and an impact player on the defense.
I think I improved a lot, man. Just, taking the drills to the field and, just getting a work in the offseason and just being able to see it translate on the field for me. It's a little different hunger. The competitor always been there, but just continuing to work hard, man.
The team announcing this morning that safety Will Harris and Malik Spencer have been released from the team as more roster cuts will come for this team when it comes to the end of the week. But up next, joint practices with the Baltimore Ravens Wednesday at 10:30. Reporting here in Ashburn, Jake Rom for Game Nights.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. As you just heard from Jake, the team already going through cuts. Cuts will officially have to be in and turned into the league by August 30th as the Commanders are going to cut it down to a 53-man roster. One guy certainly hoping to make this team, and I believe that he will, is linebacker or edge rusher Joshua Josephs, who was drafted by the Washington Commanders in the 5th round this season, and so far has looked good in camp. So we're hoping that he can be another one of those guys on the line alongside Deron Payne and a lot of other guys that they're hoping to step up. Odafe Owe being the biggest addition to that line during the offseason. Anyways, our Alex Flum, he caught up with Joshua Josephs and talked about how his training camp has been going so far and his expectations for the season.
Josh, obviously, you've come in here, had a lot of opportunities here in training camp. How do you feel like you've kind of proven yourself these last couple months?
I feel like that's a question like you would have to ask somebody else, like a coach or something. I feel pretty good about myself and about my standing. Obviously, there's some reps that I want back, but I can't get those back, so I just got to move forward. I'm just very blessed to be in this position, in this situation. I'm just thankful to God for it.
How much do you feel like you've grown, like from the first day you got here to now? Like how much do you feel like you've improved from what you can tell me?
I just got a better understanding of the playbook. I believe I got more trust from my teammates. Now I'm able to go out there and play with whoever else is out there on the field, but they can trust in me. Definitely just as a man, I feel like I've just grown in general overall, just learning from my mistakes and the things that I've done in the past to help me move forward and grow. So.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from these veterans? Obviously, a lot of guys in this room, they've had a lot of success in this league.
Nobody can save you on that field. It's you versus the man across from you. Trust is a big thing, especially among your fellow teammates and, of course, among the coaches and your relationship with the coaches. So just know what you're supposed to do when you're out there. Always listen to words of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Always apply yourself to discipline.
I remember you told us the first time we talked to you on the Zoom who your first career sack or was against in college. Have you guys had any conversations about that since?
Nah, surprisingly, we haven't. I haven't really thought to bring it up. Just, I guess, like, when the season comes around, like, when the college season starts back up, and Tennessee's, you know what I'm saying, top 10, top 5, and people start down in Tennessee, then it's probably going to get brought up, you know what I mean? So.
And just getting to see Jaden do work on the other side of the ball. I mean, obviously, I'm sure he's probably as good as advertised for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I could tell he's a very elite quarterback. He knows what he's doing, and like he's just sneaky fast. You wouldn't think, like the way he sits in the pocket and the way he roams around the pocket. Once he gets out the pocket, he's definitely a threat with his legs. So it's just he's a very elite quarterback.
Finally, is there anything you guys have kind of gotten to do bonding off the field, like as a team, as a defense, as a unit, like that you would want to share with us?
I mean, yeah,
You've been pretty busy.
Nah, we have been extremely busy. I know the defense, we went to a dinner one time, you know, do a lot of bonding itself, just being in this facility, just being around each other, talking about mistakes we made as a team or individually as players out here on the field. So, like, it's just, I count that as bonding itself. But, I mean, outside the facility, like I said, only defense, we've done the team dinner. I've eaten with the rookies and stuff. I've done stuff with the rookies, so we've done stuff like that.
Anything else you want to add?
Nah, I guess just be grateful for whatever you have. Just you blessed at the end of the day if you're able to watch this, if you're able to listen to this, if you're able to see this. Like, and a lot of people don't have what you have. Just be thankful.
All right, that was edge rusher Joshua Josephs, again, drafted by the Washington Commanders in the 5th round, hoping to make an impact on this team during the 2026 season. As for up I-95, the Baltimore Ravens, they're getting ready for that joint practice and the preseason game versus the Washington Commanders as they're entering an interesting year as well. Just like the Commanders last year, they did not make the postseason, and just like the Commanders, they made a lot of different changes with their coaching staff. Head coach Jesse Minter is new. Offensive coordinator Declan Doyle is new. And defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, all new for the Baltimore Ravens, who's expected to get back into the postseason. Declan Doyle, he spoke to the media earlier today about what he's hoping to get out of the joint practice Wednesday versus the Washington Commanders.
The defense that you're going to play against came from Minnesota. So in a lot of ways, like, you're playing things that are similar. I really want to see our guys go out and execute at a higher level. That's the biggest thing. Play to play, you know, with the process, with their response, rather than reaction to any sort of play that happens. Our ability to, you know, whether it's successful or a failure, move on to the next play and be able to go out and just focus on your job on that one play. All right, flush it, go to the next one. That's really what I want to see more than anything. I want to see us come out and compete and go put it on tape. What we're trying to put on tape, what we say we're about, I want that to show up when there's no noise, there's no, it's on mute. I just want it to be on the video.
All right, coming up on the show, we're going to check in with EB of the Sports Junkies. He's going to give me his take on the Washington Commanders so far. And he had some surprising comments about how he feels about Jaden Daniels. That's coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest. Earlier today, I caught up with EB of the Sports Junkies, and we talked about the Washington Commanders as they get set for the regular season here in just a couple of weeks. But they've got their preseason game versus the Baltimore Ravens on Friday night up in Baltimore. But I got a chance to talk to EB about what he's seen so far out of the first couple of games of the preseason out of the Washington Commanders.
And it's documented that the preseason has virtually no relevance to the regular season, like on the whole. Certainly, I'm sure you could point to some cases where a team's awful in the preseason, they're awful in the regular season, but I don't think that, I don't think there's any for sure significant correlation. So, look, I don't think they've been super impressive in the preseason. I think that's pretty obvious. I did like that the defense played better in week 2 for whatever it's worth. The offense, I mean, we saw Jaden for 3 plays. First 2 were a joke, then a handoff, didn't matter. We know nothing. I'm worried about the offensive line. I think we all are. I think if Allegredy's healthy, they'll be serviceable. I think Brandon Coleman at left tackle will be fine. Do we have the depth there? No, I don't think so. still, I'm kind of at where I've been for the last 3 or 4 months, which is when that schedule came out, and we knew the opponents, but man, I'm just I can't get my head wrapped around that schedule. I just think it's going to be so brutal, and I also secretly have a fear that Jaden's going to ultimately be this big tease, like he's a world class talent, but that he's just built like a twig, and I'm just afraid we're not going to be able to keep him healthy. So I have them like struggling, frankly, and I hope I'm wrong. I think the defense is markedly better. I think they have more talent on offense. I worry that they're not going to be able to keep Jaden healthy, and I think the schedule looks so daunting. Like if we could start out 0-3, I wouldn't be surprised one iota. Like in fact, I'd almost bet on it. The first three opponents are so brutal.
You bring up Jaden. What side of the fence are you in terms of like should he or should he not play during the preseason, considering how much limited action he was in last season?
I feel like preseason's become like all-star games, like, all-star football game, NBA all-star game where guys just, they just preserve themselves. They don't want to get injured. It's become a back of the roster thing. And much as I hate to say it, I think I'm okay with Jaden not playing in the preseason. I mean, they played in 3 snaps, and like, what's the use of that? I know they try to say it's getting to the rhythm of preparing for a game and hearing the calls and being out there for a couple plays. I beg to differ. I don't think it's that big a deal. But I just think the preseason's become something where these guys make so much money. It's just not worth getting hurt. These coaches have so much riding on it. It's just not worth losing your superstar. Here's the deal. I talked about it on the radio on our show, The Junkies. There's an attrition rate that's undeniable in football, right? What's the first thing every coach does, generally speaking, when he gets to the podium after the game? He goes through the injury list, right?
Yep.
We got this one's got a knee, this one's got an elbow, this one's got an MRI. Every single game, football's undefeated. There's never been a football game where the coach didn't come up here and say, okay, these are the guys that get injured. The NFL is going to lose a certain number of guys to ACLs, a certain number of guys to dislocated knees, a certain number of guys to broken ankles, right? A certain number of guys to concussions. And coaches basically are just crossing their fingers that roulette, that magical roulette that comes up every time is not their superstar. And they're trying to eliminate their superstars getting hurt in the preseason. I think that's what we're seeing. And it's just not worth it. So they're playing a couple plays here and there. There are exceptions. Joe Burrow's played a decent amount. Jordan Love's played a decent amount. But by and large, I think guys have decided it's better to lose your guys in the regular season and maybe come out a little rusty than it is to potentially lose your star in the preseason. Because again, football players are injured in every single football game. It's undefeated.
Yeah. Don't you think that turns or that makes your first 2 games or your first game into like a preseason game, right? Like even in college, right? Usually that first game isn't against top tier
A lesser
talent.
opponent.
It's usually a lesser opponent to just like get your legs into yourself, all of that stuff.
So here's the calculus. I'd rather be resty for a game or two and have a full complement of guys, my full offensive line, everybody, and versus potentially playing a meaningless preseason game and blow out my knee or get a concussion and be out for 6 weeks or a year, God forbid, right? So I think the calculus is, I'd rather risk a little rest in week 1 or 2 and still hopefully have my guys versus putting them to this undue exposure that's unnecessary for these meaningless, literally nothing's more meaningless than the preseason.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I got one more question, and it's not really serious. Last year, they were supposed to have a joint practice between the Commanders and the Ravens. Didn't happen. Are the Ravens going to back out again this year? Are they actually going to have it tomorrow?
I think they're going to have it. It took a lot of heat last year for that. And again, I think this is part of the reason why the preseason's become more meaningless, right? They're adding more and more of these joint practices. They're a little bit more controlled. They're not quite like tackling to the ground, right? There's a thump and the thud or whatever the verbiage is that these guys use to hit but not wrap, not take them down, that kind of thing. So they can still get some pressure. They can still get a good idea, still get a good look against a different team, different opponent, different scheme, but in a controlled way. So I think the Ravens I think it's beneficial for both teams. So yeah, fully expect it to happen. And, hopefully we have somebody over there sneak a camera in there or something so we can get a few shots and see how the boys look.
Oh, well, DC News Now will have that camera. We will be at joint practice tomorrow as well. So coming up on the show, we're going to talk a little high school football. We're going to check in with Stonebridge over in Virginia and Eastern here in the district as they get set for the high school football season, which is starting on Friday. It's coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest. We continue our countdown to kickoff as the high school football season is approaching. Actually, several games taking place this Friday, but we're going to begin today talking about the Stonebridge Bulldogs out of Virginia. Last year, they were region champs. They were looking to be contenders once again in the state of Virginia. And RJ Crom caught up with the head coach and several players as they prepare for the 2026 season.
Coming into this year, how do you take it one step at a time? How do you kind of recalibrate the team knowing it's a new season and you guys have to go out there and try to do the same goals that you set out last year and the year before?
There's still going to be a lot of familiar faces, but that team that won the region last year, that doesn't exist anymore. This is a new team. It's going to have its new personality. We have principles that we abide by, but this team is going to kind of find its own character and how they go about doing things in terms of the personalities that we have and accentuating those personalities, but just winning football games. These players and my coaches know, right? Like, we want to be conditioned, we want to be physical, and we want to play hard, right? And so what that looks like stays the same, but how we go about that changes year in and year out with different personnel at different positions. Some people elevating themselves and taking on more responsibilities. So we don't get caught up in necessarily the year-to-year things about what you carry over. Ultimately, I want these seniors to kind of take hold of this team and lead it the way that they want to lead it, understanding the expectations and the standards that we set, but they bring those to life.
Understanding, we really need to bring in a new set of leaders because everybody from last year is different. So coming in and setting a new standard and just making sure that we all hold ourselves to it and making sure everybody that's also coming along with us, the young guys, they're all developing and making sure that we getting better as a team.
This program has been to the pinnacle a bunch of times, been to the state championship games in the history like a million times, has won it a handful of times as well. What does this team have this year that you guys feel like you guys are capable enough to make it back to a state championship appearance, hopefully winning?
I feel like this team has a lot of experience. A lot of our skill players and players on our team were key players last year, so they know what it takes to play inside of key games like the state semifinals and the region championship. So I feel like if we can come together and become leaders and teach the younger players what it takes, then we could be really good.
Yeah, going off what Caden said, we just we did have a lot of guys that left last year, but yeah, what Caden said, we have a ton of players that coming back for second year, third year, who've played in a lot of important games for us, and I feel like that could just help us stack on days and just keep helping us to push this year.
All right, here in the district, we're going to take our focus and pay attention to Eastern. They are the reigning DCSAA champs heading into the 2026 season, and Alex Flum caught up with Roman Morris, their head coach, as they're hoping to continue that reign in 2026.
It's no secret now. We've been trying to play coy. We didn't want nobody to know. Everybody thought that Eastern graduated 15 guys, and I think everybody believed that at least 8 of them were irreplaceable. Well, hell no. No way. Here we come right back at it. I believe that we're going to be in contention, and the reason is because these guys that sit here, not because of their talent. Don't you hear a lot of coaches talk about motivating their players, right? Nah, I'm not. I don't have to motivate these guys. I'm inspiring them. I'm inspiring them to want to do something great. I don't know when the last time there's been back-to-back state champions. That's what we want.
Got to look that up.
Yeah, so we're inspired to do something great. We're inspired to, when we come back, when these guys come back, they can say, well, I did this, and I think we have the talent to do it.
All right, coming up on the show, the Commanders, they had a reporter from the Children's National Hospital. You want to check that out coming up next on Game Night.
Gavin, and I'm a patient here at Children's National, and today we are going to be interviewing some of the Commanders roster. If you were a football player, what would you have done?
If I had to get away from football and not say coaching, probably maybe a physical therapist. I think working with athletes is pretty cool.
I think I probably would have worked on TV, whether it was sports or like entertainment.
If I hadn't gone into coaching, I would have probably joined the military. And the reason is I love being part of a team.
What's your pregame ritual?
If it's like an early game, I'm gonna listen to extremely loud music in the morning. Like, it don't matter what time it is, the music's gonna be loud. I'm trying to find every speaker I got. I'll have a mixture of like Nigerian music and Ghana.
I like to get to the stadium early. I like to get a workout in, so sometimes I run the stadium, just up the steps, down the steps, and sometimes a workout can just help my brain turn on, I get ready, and then I can be around the guys as they're getting set. So that's like every game.
What is your hype song?
On One Tonight by Gunna or Afterlife by Future.
I'll go 90s rap and I'll listen to Wu-Tang Clan.
Who inspired you to be a football coach?
For me, growing up, watching pro football, I liked Bill Parcells. And so there were a lot of guys that I liked watching growing up. Okay, that's it. And then when you get coaching, you find out, man, do it in your own style.
Yeah, I think my dad definitely inspired me growing up. You know, he definitely inspired me. He's like my superhero growing up. So I remember being a little kid going to play with his Super Bowl ring he hid in the closet. That was always super cool.
What is your favorite superhero movie?
Spider-Man.
Probably Avengers Endgame.
What's your favorite thing to do around the holidays?
Either just hanging out with family in general, eating good food, or giving out gifts.
My favorite thing I do around the holidays.
All right, good job by Gavin, but that's going to do it for another edition of Game Night. So have a good night.